And here you can really explore a lot of things, okay? You can also use the pinching technique here on the outer labia. There's the shower head technique where you do this. Oh, it's very pleasurable. Always make sure it's well lubricated, okay?
That's Tantra. You brought up the issue of energy, you brought up the issue of caring for spirituality, you brought up self-care, you brought up relationships, and it even leads to sexuality. But when we talk about Tantra, sometimes people immediately associate it with massage or something like that. What does Tantra mean to you, Diego?
Well, Tantra, a lot of people really do think it's massage, right? When people talk about Tantra, they think it's sex, that it's massage, but actually it's a path to enlightenment. If we could sum it up, Tantra is a path of self-knowledge, of enlightenment, where we bring the sacred into intimate relationships. So spirituality, meditation, truly honoring your partner in a relationship. Tantra originated in India a long time ago, and we have this duality, right? Really, Western Tantra is more about touch, more sexual, and Eastern Tantra has more of this spiritual and energetic approach. Of course, Tantric massage is the most famous aspect, and it's excellent to learn it. It's especially great for women to learn it for themselves. Why? Because Tantric self-touch is important for everyone. A woman needs to touch herself in a sacred way, to know and explore her entire genital area, to really know I feel pleasure here, I feel pleasure there, I don't like it here, I feel pain here, to thoroughly explore the whole area and also learn how to do it with your partner. And it's the same for men. Is it just one movement that will make you feel pleasure? Can't you stimulate the bioelectricity of your body? Is it just one thing?
We've been talking so much that I'd like to see a demonstration and share some tips for those watching. That's right. Guys, let's get to the tips. I've locked up here.
Our partners, YouTube, don't take this down, okay? YouTube, it's educational content.
Educational content. This is for us to move beyond the basics and upgrade our sex life.
Here we have our yoni, okay? I want to show you the size of the clitoris, all right? A lot of people think some people don't even know where it is, right? The clitoris is this little tip here, right? And look at the size. It has more nerve endings than the male glands, so it's actually bigger, okay? That's why it's so important to sometimes explore this area. In the past, we used to say labia majora and labia minora, but nowadays we call them the outer lips and inner lips. Down here is the urethra where urine comes out, and here the beginning of the vaginal canal. This is where penetration happens, okay? Explore the outer and inner lips thoroughly here. We can perform this specific massage movement here using the tips of your fingers right here, okay? First on one side and then repeat it on the other side. We can also do it with 3 fingers here, specifically using your middle finger for better pressure, okay? This movement feels really good. Of course, here it's really quite big, but you should do it on your partner. Focus on the clitoris with a gentle movement, okay? A little pinch also feels really good. Some clitorises are more retracted, others, so that's why it's also important for the woman to touch herself, To do this kind of stimulation, pulling it out literally and pinching, this kind of physical stimulation is super important for the woman, right? And as she gradually gets more aroused, the area becomes quite engorged. So we can really focus on doing the pinching stimulation right here. You explore slowly and gently. With Tantra, I like to say that beyond technique, it's about being present, having a connection. There's also a stretching technique that's really nice for women, where you can stretch to one side, then to the other, So you really do these kinds of movements. And here you can really explore a lot, okay? You can also do the gentle pinching right here on the very outer edges of the lips. You pinch on both sides, pinch here too with your finger. And of course, then you move on to the bullet, right? The vibrator, right? That's for a little later, closer to the end. You should only use the vibrator after the woman is really engorged, okay? Because it's very important that she is fully stimulated and aroused before you introduce the vibrator. And one thing that's important in tantric massage is consent. Always, always. That verbal consent from your partner is essential, whether you're doing this professionally or in a relationship. Any pain, any discomfort, she should say so. If she asks you to stop, did you notice? Another common question is whether a tantric therapist or tantric masseur gives a happy ending. They don't, okay? This is a very serious matter. Serious tantra professionals do not give happy endings, all right? That's something we definitely don't recommend.
I was watching you do that and thinking, my God, right, sometimes we go to the amusement park just to ride one ride. Why is that, right? Sometimes men think only about penetration, but there's a whole oasis, a paradise of pleasure in the female genitals that needs to be touched, needs to be explored, both by the woman herself and by her partner. Think about how empowering it is for a man to be able to give deep pleasure to his partner, to his woman, without ever depending on that whole phallic thing we were talking about earlier. So many men are sometimes training so hard to improve their blood flow, to maintain an erection, or to prolong their own ejaculation. This is such an incredible and meaningful alternative for you to satisfy your partner, to observe all her subtle bodily and facial expressions, and to give her pleasure using just your fingers and your hands with genuine patience and presence. She will be super happy and appreciative for sure.
Yeah, a guy who has any kind of erection difficulty can go for a tantric massage, right? Learning how to make his partner reach orgasm through massage is fantastic, right? So it creates a connection, doesn't it? One of the things we teach at the Brazilian School of Tantra is that before you start, you just place your hand here on top. You connect, feel the energy, feel the pulse. You can really feel her opening up now, right? So once that happens, you can actually start playing, you start stimulating her gently. Anyway, the full course has all the specific techniques to do it properly, but that's the basic idea, right? Men think that pleasure is only in penetration, but it's not.
No. There are some women who really need a bit more of a prepared path in order to truly let go and feel that absolute fullness of pleasure. And with the lingam, the penis, are there techniques we can teach as well?
Yes, we do. It's the same thing I like to recommend, right? Before you start, just this contact with your hand like this so you can connect, feel the energy, ask permission from this body, right? As I said, Tantra has a very sacred aspect to it. So it's not about coming in with the goal of orgasm with all that rush. No, that's not what Tantra is about. Many men, for example, have tantric massages and are not required to ejaculate. No, okay? The idea is to relax, to sensitize the body, to move the energy throughout the whole body, all right? Here are some tips for you to try with your partner. There's the shower head technique where you do it just like this, okay? It's very pleasurable. Always make sure it's well lubricated, all right? It's important to lubricate well. Just use the little shell technique with your hand like this. Yeah, this here too. Wow, it's really very stimulating. Be careful as well. Apply more lubricant again. But many men have a quite sensitive glands, so go gently, be subtle. Okay? So you don't hurt them, all right? Tantra is subtle. It's about subtlety. It's a state of presence, total attention and presence, okay? Down here as well, all right? Yeah, forming a ring shape here is also really nice, okay? Anyway, there are several different techniques you can use, but these are very pleasurable and satisfying for you to stimulate, okay? Remember, there's absolutely no obligation to ejaculate, and if you want to work professionally with this, there are a variety of specific techniques that are taught, right? Using gloves and addressing the critical issue of biosafety and hygiene is also very important, right? You need to provide hygienic care there, right? And be professional. In a relationship, if you don't want to use gloves, you don't have to. But when providing professional services, gloves are essential.
It's wonderful that those who are watching, I'm sure, are already imagining the moment of this practice, the moment to try all of this. And I know there are also people who might want to go deeper to enter this path of Tantra in a perhaps even more professional way for those who want to provide sessions, to also become a Tantric therapist, or really to further improve the quality of connection with your partner, because that's it. The course can also be for those who just want to learn out of curiosity to spice up their relationship. And actually, when we talk about spicing things up, it's much deeper than that, right? It will bring more pleasure, yes, but it will also bring much more connection. So you have this course, and I just wanted to understand a little more about how people are going to learn things like what you taught us, and what they can actually do with this knowledge, with this understanding, how they can offer this to others and bring Tantra to the world.
Yeah, so Tantra is a field that lacks good professionals. We have many students, for example, who are massage therapists, who already work with traditional massage and want to deepen their knowledge, expanding the range of services they offer. And for example, I have students, there are people who work with Tantra who charge $590 for a tantric massage session, right? So that's almost double the cost of the course. For example, since our course is online, people can take it at home with confidentiality and privacy, and they can even watch the course with their partner. We often joke that our course is like Netflix for happy couples, because come on, it's amazing to pair the TV, and that's an option in the course, right? It's on Hotmart. They have a smart TV app that you can download and watch on your TV as if it were a movie, as if it were really a series, and being able to watch and practice together with your partner is fantastic. Besides the price, right? An in-person tantric massage course today costs 2,500, 3,000 reais, and ours, because it's online, costs 10 times less, right? So there's really this advantage of learning with confidentiality, privacy, and paying a much more affordable price with a certificate, okay? Our course uses real models, so you will see
Real anatomy.
real responses there with real people, and also the certificate in case you want to work in the field, okay?
When you talk about the pricing for a tantric massage session, it is actually something very interesting. It introduces me to a prosperous market, as you mentioned, where there is still a high demand for qualified professionals. So, for example, even for those who had never thought about this before, but maybe felt a connection with the subject, maybe they'll try out the course or want to talk to you through your social media, Sexualidade Sagrada or Sexologist Diego. Anyway, there are several possibilities for people to enter the market and maybe create a career opportunity.
Exactly.
Regarding the course, we also have a gift for everyone.
Gift. 10% discount, okay, for those who are following along here. Just enter the word YouTube on the payment page and you'll get 10% off. It's already cheap, okay? The course is already very affordable for what it offers. And with this discount for you who made it this far, just enter it on the payment page. So the discount won't be shown on the page. You'll see the regular price, and on the payment page, you enter it and the discount will be applied, okay? If you want to sign up, take advantage of the link in the description and also pinned in the comments.